Hello everyone and welcome back to Python for beginners here. And today we are going to learn loops in Python. So I'm not going to waste time. Let's get started. So a loop lets our program repeat a block of code multiple times without writing the same code again. And today specifically we are going to learn while loops in Python. So a while loop keeps running whilst the condition is true and stops when condition becomes false. So let's say when I have this print statement here, let's say I type hi, let me copy this print statement here and let me come back here and let me repaste this one. Let me run this program and let's see what we are getting here. We are seeing this hi 3 times, and a loop can help us to do this without us rewriting all this all over again. And today specifically we are learning while loops in Python. So this is the syntax for writing while loops. You type your while here and you type your condition here. You type your condition after the while statement here, and you put your is2 command here. You type enter. So when you hit enter, Python automatically indents this cursor for us. So all the codes you're going to write here belongs to this while loop here. And as long as this condition here given is true, this code is going to run. But when the condition is false, this is not going to run. Because while loop keeps running whilst the condition is true and stops when the condition becomes false. So immediately the condition becomes false, it stops. So let's say I have this condition here, and the condition can be anything. It can be an expression or anything, or it can also be a boolean. So I can say while true here. While true is an infinite loop that is going to run forever because this true here means the condition is true. So while true, I can print hi and let's see what they're going to get. This hi is going to be printing forever, right? Because this condition here given is true. I can also set an expression here, so I can also set while 2 is equal to 2, print hi, and this is going to also run forever. You can set so many conditions that you want. While 2 multiplied by, let's say, 4 is equal to 2 multiplied by 4 here. 2 multiplied by 4 is 8, and 8 will always be equal to 8, so we print hi, the same thing. But when I set a false condition, let's say when I make this here 3, this is not going to run here because now the given condition here is false. 2 multiplied by 4 is 8, and 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. 8 is not equal to 6, so this condition is not going to run. So this is just the basics of while loops here. And in while loops, we can also learn counters in while loop. So let's say I set this integer variable. Let's say start equals 1, and I set a condition using this start variable. Let's see while start is less than or equal to, let's say, 5 here. Let me print start, right? So when I run this program, you see start is 1 and 1 is less than or equal to 5, so it's going to print this 1 forever because 1 will always be less than 5 here. It's going to print this 1 forever. But I can set a counter here, right? So this counter increases this start value by the number of times that we set it. So if I set a counter, like let's say start equals start plus 1, or start plus equal to 1 is the same thing, right? So this is going to increase this start value per every iteration. So the first iteration start is 1, and 1 is less than 5, so it prints 1. It goes here and it will check again. Now start is 1, so it will add 1 to this 1, becoming 2, and it will store this 2 inside the start variable here. It's come back here again. Now this is 2 here, so 2 is less than 5, so it prints 2 here, and this will go until this condition becomes false. So let's say when this start is 5, 5 plus 1 is 6. We store 6 inside this variable here. We come back here again. 6 is not less than or equal to 5, so this condition becomes false, and the program will end. So when we run this program, this is going to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And in while loops too, we have some methods to end this while loop here, because as long as this condition is true, this is going to run forever. And then we have 2 methods to stop this while loops here. And the first method is just leave this condition here until this condition becomes false, until this condition here becomes false here. But if let's say you don't want to let the code to run fully, you want to stop the code in the middle of let's say 3, then you can set a statement called a break statement here. So this break statement here will break this while loop regardless. So we can set a condition here. Let's say we set if start is equal to, let's say 2, then let's break this statement. Let's break this while loop here. So now let's learn this one. So start is equal to 1. 1 is less than or equal to 5, so it prints 1. And 1 increases to 2 because now start is 1, so start 1 plus 1 is 2. But it checks this one. Is start 2? Yes, start is 2. We are now at 2. So if start is equal to 2, what are you going to do? We are going to break this loop. We are not going to continue this loop again. So let's run this program and let's see what we are going to get. You're only going to see 1. And we are not going to see 2, 3, 4, 5 again because we break this loop before it even gets to 2, right? So this is how to use counters, and this is how to use break statements in Python. So in the next I'm going to show you an example in Python using while loops. Alright, so we have this question here we can use to fuel our understanding on while loops. So the question says, design a simple password verification check. Users have 3 attempts to try their password. If users are correct, then grant them access, otherwise deny them access. If users fail on the 3rd attempt, block their card. So first of all, you're going to need a password variable here to hold our password here. So you're going to initially set our password to Mike here. And you also need an attempt, a counter variable here. Let's say we are going to set this to attempt. You're going to name this attempt. And we are going to set this to 0 initially because we have not yet attempted this password here. So we are going to set a while condition here. So this condition will be while attempt is less than 3 here. Okay. Yes, the users have 3 attempts to try their password. So while attempt is less than 3, then we are going to ask the users for their password. So we're going to say user input. This is a variable that will hold the user's password that they will type. So this is input, enter your password. Right. So we are going to check whether the user typed the correct password or an incorrect password. So if the user typed the correct password, if user input is equal to password, then we are going to print access granted, right? So if the user types the correct password, you have to print access granted, and you have to stop the program because the user typed the correct password. There's no need for this to be asking the user all over again, right? So we are going to add a break statement here to break it. So if the moment the user types the correct password, the program is over. Otherwise, we are going to print access denied. If the user typed the incorrect password, we are going to print access denied, and I'm going to give these users 3 chances here. So we are going to set the counter here. So the counter will be attempt plus equals 1, right? So if the user types the correct password, we print access granted and the program is over. Otherwise, we print access denied, and we are going to give the users another chance again until this counter, until this attempt reaches 3 here. That is when this condition becomes false and the program will end, right? And we have one last thing, and it says if users fail on the 3rd attempt, block their card. So you also have another if statement here. You need to also have another if statement here. So if attempt is equal to 3, then you are going to print your card is blocked. It's as simple as that. So now let's run this program and let's see what you are doing here. So enter your password. I type the correct password here. The program has ended. Access granted, and the program has ended. Let me run the program once more. Enter your password. I type the wrong password. Look. Access denied. Look. Access denied, and look. Access denied, and your card is blocked because we are giving these users 3 attempts for them to try. So if they fail on the 3rd attempt, then you are going to print your card is blocked, and the program is going to end. So this is how to use while loop to solve this problem here. And thank you for watching this video. In the next video, I'm going to learn nested while loops. So do well to watch that one too. That one too is a very important part in Python. So thank you.